do a little short introduction of yourself and how in the world did you wind up in Granville County, and how did you come up with this idea?
Well,
And I'm gonna enjoy some haggis while he talks.
I competed for a long time in the Highland Games, and it's a huge part of my life. I love it, and I started coming out here to just ride a motorcycle, and found the Masonic Home, and
Yeah.
they introduced me to the Central Children's Home, and Central Children's Home just became a big part of my life, and I
Awesome.
love it. I love the fact that they're out there helping children who need help,
Definitely.
and one of the ways that I can help them
Mhm.
is to bring all my friends out so that we can have a great day throwing heavy stuff while wearing skirts.
While wearing skirts. I mean,
That's
that's
right.
a feat by itself now. You're throwing heavy stuff, but let's just add in the feature that most of your leg is out there.
They are, and thank God I've got beautiful legs.
So grateful.
Right? Can you imagine me coming out here with big old
I just can't
ugly legs?
fathom that at all. But we're so happy that you bring out your legs just for the Highland Games. We appreciate it.
Yeah. So if nothing else, come out to the Highland Games just to see
Just
my
to
legs.
see his legs. Okay.
So anyway, it is a fundraising event for
Yes.
Central Children's Home, and we do 7 events.
Which I think is pretty cool for one whole day. Like you literally have athletes coming from all different places to compete for this, right?
That's right. And we have some of the absolute best athletes in the world coming out.
Oh, that's cool.
And we've actually changed our format this year.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
So we used to have pros come out,
Mm-hmm.
and they would throw basically a demo, compete against themselves.
Gotcha.
And they all know each other.
Yeah.
And so they have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some great amateurs in our area
Oh, cool.
that are trying to become pros as well.
So this is a good learning platform for them also.
It is.
That's
And so what we're
awesome.
doing is we're opening it up. We're going to have a pro-am class.
Awesome.
So even the pros have to donate to the home,
Got it.
and they are actually competing with some of the best amateurs in the world
Oh, wow.
for prize money.
You can't have anything better than that. So for my novice that are out here, so
Mhm.
we've talked about how the haggis has a great responsibility and importance. We've talked about this opening ceremony that you guys to honor your Scottish traditions and everything. We even talked about clans a little
Mhm.
bit that will actually be at the Highland Games. They usually have their own tents, and you can get information about their heritage and their families and different things of that nature.
And that's basically what a clan is. It's a
Yeah.
family.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're not talking about the traditional
Oh,
American.
no, by no means. This is
No.
completely the Scottish tradition.
Completely
Yes.
Scottish, and so every clan has a different tartan
Definitely.
or a different type of plaid that they wear.
Which I think is pretty cool. So I mean,
It is.
let's be honest now. When we think about kilts and everything, we're gonna hop on Amazon real quick, and there's like a plethora of different colors and
All kinds.
different things, but they actually do have meaning in the Scottish tradition.
Absolutely. So my clan, Clan Buchanan,
Okay.
one of the oldest clans in Scotland.
Oh, really?
Well over 1,000 years old.
Wow. I'm glad you're not that old.
Right?
We might be in trouble.
I'm over here coughing dust.
That would not be a scene I want to have.
Right,
Definitely not. But that's pretty awesome.
We have like 8 different kilts.
Wow.
8 different
Really?
tartans. Yes, ma'am.
Great.
And so you can tell what family you belong to by the kilt that you
you're
wear.
wearing. That's really cool. So you get an opportunity to learn about the different Scottish families and traditions and everything. But let's just get right down to the book. We are there to see people compete. And
That's
like
right.
you said, there are 7 different categories that they
7 different events.
Events that people can actually be a part of. So let's kind of break that down just a little bit, because guys, today is just a sampling of what Central Highland Games does. As we get closer to the event in April, we're actually going to go out in the field with Buck, and he's actually going to show us a couple of things that they're going to do. But today we're just going to talk about it. So what's like the most popular event that people get involved in as far as competition?
The caber.
The caber. Let's talk about the caber.
Well, depending on who you talk to, the word caber in Gaelic means tree.
Okay.
or fallen tree.
Yeah.
All different types of variations
Patience.
of tree.
Gotcha.
And so what it is, and I'm just going to give you a basic generic view. So for those of you who know exactly what a caber is, don't quote me on all this stuff, okay?
This is just a little bit of a lesson. That's it. Nothing like we're going really deep, just to give you an idea of what it is.
So your average caber for the A's,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is going to be 20 feet long.
20 feet.
20 feet long, and it's
Okay.
going to weigh well over 100 pounds.
And I'm sorry, and what do you want me to do with something that is 20 feet long and 100 pounds? What do you want me to do with that duck?
Well, I'm going to have somebody stand it up for you
Okay.
with the thick end on top
Okay.
and the skinny end on the bottom.
Really? Okay.
And you've got to go all the way down to the bottom of that skinny end, and you got to pick that caber up.
Okay, so like, is that it though? Can you just pick it up and we be done with the competition?
No, ma'am.
See, wait a minute. Okay, so after I get some assistance with lifting this thing up, what do you want me to do with it then?
I want you to tote it down the field.
I gotta tote it, okay?
And then I want you to pull as hard as you can and get that top end, the big fat end,
The big end.
to hit the ground.
Really?
And the bottom end to flip over.
Okay, so not only do you want me to pick it up, and you want me to take it across the field, but now you want me to throw it in a way that it will literally flip over.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I'm not a part of the competition. That's just, I'm out. But
Now,
I would
Angela,
love
listen,
to see it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you could do it.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. And we talked about the pros and the
Yeah.
pro-am, the top
Yeah.
amateurs in the world, but we also have some of the guys that are just learning, trying to become the best amateurs in the
Gotcha.
world.
Mhm.
But we also have ladies coming out.
You got ladies.
We
got
do.
some girl power out
Oh,
there.
let me tell you what, these ladies are stinking awesome.
That is really great. So do they do the caber too?
They do everything.
Oh my God. So see, that's enough for me right there. I would love to see it.
They do
I'm not quite sure if I
everything.
want to do it, but that would be wonderful to actually see. Yeah.
And most of the time, they do it with better form than the guys.
I would imagine so because, ladies, we balance a whole lot of things in this world and we are taught to carry it a long distance, flip it over, and make it something new. So, you know what? I'm sold on women doing the caber because we do that in life. So
That's
I can
right.
definitely see that happening. And I can see us doing it with finesse because we just can't do anything just basic. So, yeah. I applaud that. I say I'm all for that. So cool. So you got the guys and you got the women
That's
doing
right.
the caber. What are some of the other type of events that you guys will have that they'll be competing?
The sheaf.
The sheaf.
And that's not sheep.
Sheaf. Okay.
Yes.
Got
So
it.
sheep.
Or
No.
haggis. Okay.
Don't throw the sheep.
We won't be throwing sheeps.
You throw the sheep,
That'd
you
be
get
a whole nother type of competition.
you throw the sheep, you get no haggis.
No, I can't
No
see that
haggis
happening.
for you.
No, can't have that.
So the sheaf is more of an American event.
Okay.
And they do it sometimes in Scotland. They do it a lot in Ireland, New
Okay.
Zealand, Australia. And it's basically throwing a bale of hay.
Okay, got it.
But it's a simulated bale of hay on a
Okay.
3-time pitchfork, and you try and throw it up and over a bar.
Oh my God! So now I got hay, I got a pitchfork, and I've got to throw it over a bar.
Yes.
So you guys don't make anything simple
No.
at all when it comes to these games.
Exactly.
Okay? Like even though it looks simple, oh, I can do a pitchfork with a hay bale. Oh no, I have to take it, put it over in the spoke. That's a whole nother level right there.
Exactly. And it's a whole lot of fun.
I'd imagine. So,
Now,
yeah.
if the crowd gets lucky, one of the guys or gals
Mhm.
will catch their kilt on the fork and the kilt will come off.
We're hoping that does not happen this year. at
Well,
the
that's
Highland
why
Games.
we come prepared. We
But
don't-
that's the great part about you guys. It is more than just an actual kilt that you're wearing. We're happy for that factor. You're hurling and you're throwing and you're running. It's a whole lot to be doing with just nothing but a kilt on. So yeah. I'm sure they have more than enough coverage.
Yes, we
to
don't
make
go
this happen.
regimental.
I'm very happy to hear that.
And I got to tell you, the athletes get very creative
I can imagine.
with their, shall we say, undergarments?
Undergarments. I can
Yeah.
imagine that.
Yes, we can't say underwear because many times it's not underwear, it's athletic shorts.
I totally get that. I would definitely want that security out there with pieces of wood and hey, with pitchforks. Like, I need as much security underneath there as I possibly can get. So
Roger
yeah, I
that.
get that completely. So that's really cool, guys, that you actually get to see these really great events that they're having during the day and everything, and you get them seeing them hurling and throwing and all the good things and everything. But this year, you got a way that the public can actually participate too, right?
That's right. So I know you've all seen Braveheart,
Uh-huh.
and you've seen it where I think his name is Hamish
Mm.
stands up and he says, "I can you throw the stone?" And they compete throwing the stone,
Of course they do.
right? And William Wallace stands up and he says, "Can you do it when it matters?" Right? And
I'm
Hamish
just
says,
loving the reenactment part is right here.
right, right. And Hamish says, "Hey, when it matters," he says, "Yeah. Can you hit someone with it?" He
Mhm.
says, "I'll hit you." He says, "Nay, you won't." He says, "I'll squish you like a worm." And he throws the big stone at him, right?
Uh-huh.
And so we do that. We throw the stone.
Awesome.
And we also have a separate event
Uh-huh.
because in Scotland, there are many, many famous stones that you have to pick up.
Oh, I can imagine.
And so we have a separate competition of stone lifting.
Okay.
And they're all natural stones and they're phenomenal. These guys are absolutely huge.
Oh my goodness.
They're strong as can be. But we've actually brought something different in this year. We've got, and I know you guys are sitting there wondering
What
or
is he about to say?
absolutely loving the mustache.
Of course, this is classic Buck. I just want to let you guys know this. You will definitely know he's there just by his mustache.
But Hunter Kelly
Okay.
is coming out. He's a strong man in his own right,
Okay.
but he has the #1 styled mustache in America.
Oh my gosh, that's a feat by itself. Okay.
And so he's coming out and he's going to run the crowd stone lifting competition.
So you're telling me that people actually get involved in this type of games with a stone, which
Yes,
is probably
ma'am.
more my speed. Although I probably had to look at what the stone was first. But tell us about the competition that the crowd can get involved in.
Well, for a small donation,
Okay.
and remember it's a donation.
That is correct.
Okay, because I'm not
Everything.
making any money.
Everything that happens that day, you guys, is completely goes back to Central Children's Home. So don't even worry about what you pay for that particular day, what you get involved with that particular day. It all goes back to the home. So for a donation,
For
you
a
can.
donation, we have 5 different stones that you can pick up
Okay.
or attempt to pick up.
Yeah, probably attempt is probably
and
the better
shoulder.
word. Okay.
So you have to pick the stone up from the ground,
Uh-huh.
put it all the way up on your
Your
shoulder.
shoulder. Oh my goodness.
So I know there's a gym right around the corner here.
It is. We're definitely here in downtown Oxford. So yeah, we definitely have that.
So those people in the gym and some of you couch potatoes.
You got some time, guys, because we are literally talking about April. So, we know you guys may train for marathons and you may train for different hikings up, but you could actually train to hold the stone at the Highland Games.
Now, the stones that we have for the crowd to attempt to pick up range anywhere from 50 to 130 pounds.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And I mean, you want me to lift that and then put that on my shoulder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
These are natural local stones.
Okay.
And so some of them came from the grounds on the home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool.
Yep.
So that's a great way that people can actually get involved in the games and everything. But just like you and me have been sampling the haggis and stuff, you got some really good food that's going to be coming too,
Oh,
right?
yes,
Because
we
it
do.
is not just about the games. It's not just learning about the family traditions, but you get to sample Scottish traditions. So besides haggis, just give us a little bit of a sneak peek of some things that people can actually get into and sample that day.
Well, the ladies at St. Andrew's Square,
Mhm.
and they have been with us from the beginning, and really
Yes.
they have been so patient because the first games was very slim crowd.
It was a slim crowd. We had to grow it. We had to get the word out about it. So that was definitely wonderful that they could be there from the beginning. Mm.
So they've got some sausage rolls.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
They've got meat pies.
Those were pretty good too.
They got brighties.
Okay, explain the bridie because people might not know what that is.
Just come and get it. Who cares
You get
what's
to
in
learn.
it?
You get to learn like all the different terms. But that one thing I will say about Scottish tradition, and Buck can correct me, they love stuffing pastries.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
With
Well,
all types of goodies.
you got to remember that it's a very agrarian society.
Yeah.
And so when the men woke up in the morning,
Mhm.
they would go out into the fields, whether it be farming, whether it
Uh-huh.
be taking care of their sheep or the curly moose.
Gotcha.
Okay. They wouldn't come back until the afternoon.
Got it.
And so their beautiful wives would tie them up some nice pastry with some meat
Meat in it.
inside. Oh,
You know, who doesn't
man.
like pastries with meat inside? I'm just saying.
Right.
You can't argue with that.
Right. And Angela, I know that you said that haggis is an acquired taste.
It definitely is. And you were telling me before we got on the air, even for a finicky eater for myself, which I usually am not. I'll be honest with you, but definitely haggis gave me a different type of taste. You were telling me something that I've got to try that I should put in the haggis when I come.
So America here, we use ketchup.
Of course we do. I love ketchup. Yeah.
But the ketchup of Scotland is HP sauce.
HP sauce. So what
Yes.
is HP sauce?
It's kind of like A1 on steroids.
That's a pretty good description.
I'm
Okay.
going to tell you, you put it on your meat pies, you
Oh
put
my
it on your
goodness.
brighties, your sausage rolls.
Oh my goodness. So it's like the dip of all dips, right?
It is the dip of all dips.
For your culture. Okay.
That's right. And you can put it on your haggis. And
Okay.
and if you're not too fond of the haggis that you have, just pour some HP sauce on it.
And it'll be all right.
It'll be covered.
I love that part. So we talked about the games, we talked about haggis and all the foods, ways that people can get involved in everything. But also there are some other things you may want to tell my audience about for the games.
We have some guys coming out and they're going to be in full armor.
Wow. Okay.
And they're going to be beating the tar out of each other with swords.
Because who wouldn't want to have some very athletic games without swords? who want to do that?
What's a day without beating the tar out of somebody with a sword?
I'm just saying. So who's the group coming out to do that?
I remember their names. Triangle Sword Association or whatever.
Okay.
It's in my email.
Okay.
And great group of guys and gals, and they come out and they'll do demos.
Okay.
And they'll tell you all about the equipment they have and how you can get
Wonderful.
involved.
Oh, cool.
And they bring like styrofoam swords.
So that means we get involved in a little bit of sword fighting.
You could beat the tar out of your husband with a styrofoam sword.
Well, since I don't have one of those, I might be able to find Trey and say, Trey, can I come beat you up a quick minute for sword fighting?
There might be a woman
I love you, though, Trey. I love you, like without a doubt. But just in case I want to let out some aggression.
There might be a woman who would loan you her husband.
Oh
just
my
for
God,
that
that's
fact.
so funny. That would be hilarious.
It would, and the kids can get involved in
That
that
is
as
so
well.
cool.
And the corner out of Wake Forest, they're bringing out a whole bunch of kids games as well.
Oh, awesome. So it is actually literally a great family event for people to come out to, not only just to see the games, but have some fun with your own family and meet some new people and eat new food. I mean, it just sounds like a well-rounded day. And in Granville County, y'all, this is happening in Granville County. So
Well, a ton of North Carolina was settled by the Scotch Irish.
okay.
So as a matter of fact, last time I looked, 80% of the Scotch Irish in America were settled through Appalachia.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of the music, including bluegrass,
Mhm.
was influenced by the Scotch Irish.
That is, oh, we didn't talk about that. So there will be traditional Scottish music
Yes,
also.
we have 3 pipe bands, and please don't ask me to pronounce them.
Because they're probably very traditional bands with
The-
hard names to
they are,
pronounce.
well, one of them's really easy.
Okay.
Saint, oh, geez, I'm crow. Now I forgot. Jamestown Pipe and Drums.
Okay, let's
There we
start.
go.
Let's start that over.
Jamestown Pipes and Drums. Leave that in. I don't care. That's funny. I don't care who you are. But Jamestown Pipes and Drums are coming out, and they've been apart for all 3 years. They've done a great
That's so
job.
cool.
And Agorta Moore is coming out, and they're a band based out of Wake Forest. They're a small band, letting you
Awesome.
know that you don't have to come out with a whole bunch of experience and a whole bunch of
Yeah.
equipment. If you got a little bagpipes, and just learning, they'll help you
They'll help
learn.
you learn. That's what I really love about this particular event. Like you said, you can be an amateur, you can be a attendee, you can actually get involved with some sword fighting and some stone lifting and everything. But the whole day is really just learning about that particular culture and heritage and traditions, whether you're a novice at it or whether you have your own clan. It doesn't matter. You get to do it all that day.
And whether you're Scottish or not, you can be Scottish for the day.
Yes,
And
and I enjoy wearing my kilt last year. I have to figure out what I'm wearing this year. But yes, very much so you can do it for a day.
well, even though you have one kilt's not enough. I've got 5.
Of course not. I already, and I'm sorry, so I'm a woman, so I'm fashionable, and we don't like to wear stuff twice. So I was like, of course, I've got to find another kilt. So I might ask Buck if I can hop into the Buchanan
Oh,
family
most definitely.
and go pick a color.
Most definitely. And we have, like I said, 8.
That's awesome.
And St. Kilda will be there.
Oh yeah. We didn't even talk. Okay, guys, we got so many things to talk to you guys about. There's a whole set of vendors that will actually be at the Highland Games too. So continue to talk about them.
St. Kilda will be coming out, and they'll be bringing a whole array of kilts, whether you want one of those short little Daisy Duke kilts.
I'm not sure people use that term anymore, but I think we got it.
Or if you're looking for a full length kilt for your wife,
Got it.
or you want a traditional Scottish kilt, whether you're Scottish or not,
You can get one that day.
the fashion is all the rage.
That's it. I'm just saying, like, it literally can be very versatile.
100%. And so St. Kilda will be there. We've got some folks coming out of Durham
Awesome.
that have all kinds of Scottish garb. We've got Scottish t-shirt vendors.
Of course, you got to go away with your own t-shirt. That's always a given.
Right. And we've got just all kinds of things. So if you're just looking for a kilt pin, or if you're looking for a Glengarry, or whatever you're looking for, you just want a sash to throw over your shoulder and say, I was Scottish for a day. We can do that.
We can do that. I'm so happy, really, Buck, that I've had the wonderful pleasure of working with you on this from day one. And it truly is a wonderful event that really opens up our community to a whole nother way of life and a way of people. And gosh knows, I found out there were people right here in Granville County with Scottish traditions and everything. And it's so great that we can have an event like this that can represent them, but also people from all over. I think we've had a pretty good showing the last couple of years of people coming out from outside of Granville County to come to this particular event.
Now, we had a whole bunch come from outside of Granville County last year.
We did.
And, I was so grateful.
Very grateful.
But let's see if we can get the Granville County people
need
to show up in force and support Central Children's Home. Now, the Central Children's Home, we're stepping it up this year. Okay. Now, they've got their own barbecue team.
Okay, then. So we're going to add a little barbecue into this mix. Okay.
Now, they are going to do Scottish barbecue.
So please tell us, okay, what's the difference with Scottish barbecue?
The accent and the kilt.
That's all you need.
It doesn't matter where barbecue comes from. Barbecue's
I was
awesome.
hoping that he was going to tell me some technique or a different way of preparing it. No, you just need an accent and a kill. Okay, so we'll make it happen.
Well, no, it's going to be different, but I can't
Yeah.
tell you how
Oh,
because it's a secret.
so he wants to make it a secret. So now you guys have no other choice but to come out, even if you just want to try the haggis or a different way of doing barbecue.
Yes, most definitely. And we need you out there.
Definitely, because like you say, this totally benefits the Central Children's Home right here in Granville County. They are the oldest African American orphanage in the United States. And the fact that it is still in operation, it is still helping children. And they have some beautiful buildings that are very historic that need some tender, loving care to definitely restore it back to its luster, restore it back to its heyday, and just pay homage to what they have done for their community. This is a wonderful event for our community to get involved in. This is a wonderful event for visitors to come into to be greeted with Granville County in a Scottish tradition. But I think it's a wonderful opportunity for just to get together as a community, celebrate a heritage, and actually be able to give back to the community at the same time. So I'm very happy to be a part of it.
You know, you mentioned something important. It is the oldest African American orphanage still running today.
Running.
And I got to tell you, I was just up there just a few minutes ago. I
Mhm.
stopped in to say hello, and they really love those children.
Yeah,
And they give them top notch care.
that's right.
And the buildings, so historic.
They're historic, but let's be honest.
They
They're
need
historic for a
And they-
reason. They've been around for a while.
and they need as much love as those
As the
children.
kids need.
So-
I'm just saying.
So come on out and support our
Yes,
history.
that's right.
You know, because it is the oldest black orphanage.
Mhm.
But let's face it, we're all Americans.
That's it.
We're all Americans. It is our history.
That's it.
And we have dark periods, we have light periods, but let's make it one of these light periods where we all come together and just
Definitely.
help out Central Children's Home.
Be a wonderful opportunity. So, for all my listeners and my viewers today, where can they get more information? Give us the date, the time, the place, and where they can get information about the event.
Okay. Well, it is at Central Children's Home,
Mhm.
211 West Antioch Road in Oxford, North Carolina. I don't know the zip. So-
27565.
765. So, and it is April 27th. It
Yep.
starts at 9 a.m. and it goes all day, probably 4 o'clock.
Got it.
And then we're going to have some Scottish barbecue in the chow hall and the athletics
Okay.
award ceremony. That'll be a whole lot of
Awesome.
fun. And you can find more information at centralhighlandgames.com.
We got a website.
We got a website and we got a Facebook
We
page.
sure do.
Central Highland Games as well.
On Facebook and Instagram.
And Instagram, you
Yeah.
can see some pictures.
Right now, you can actually see some pictures of the ceremony that Buck did with the haggis. So you kind of get a little bit of a sneak preview of what will happen at the Highland Games
Now,
as far as the ceremony piece.
that was the Burns dinner.
the Burns dinner.
The Burns dinner.
Okay.
Robbie Burns, the most famous poet of Scotland
Okay.
and Scotland's poet laureate, I think is what he's called. And
Okay.
he wrote Ode to Haggis.
Of course, he
and-
made a whole song or poetry about haggis. We wouldn't do that.
The chieftain of all.
I'm just saying, it
Of
has a
all
pretty
puddings.
high.
It
ranking.
does. Yes. And
I've learned more about haggis in my life than I ever thought I would. Thanks to Buck.
I expect next year when we show up to do the same thing again
I
for you to have a
know.
haggis farm.
Oh my God.
Just raising all little baby haggises.
Haggises, yeah. All their little horns and everything. Yes. Seems perfect for me. I have time for that. Not a problem. But make sure, guys, for real, please check out this. I can't even get that out completely. Please check out Central Highland Games, guys. Save the date. April the 27th will be at the Central Children's Home here in Oxford, North Carolina. Just plan to have a full day out with your family, learning about Scottish traditions that benefit an African American tradition in our area, and it's all a part of our history. Buck,
And wait,
what, Buck?
if you have been inspired
hmm
to sponsor the games,
Yes, that's how our community can also get involved. Tell them about it.
all you have to do is email me
There you go. What's
at
your email?
gamesannouncer@gmail.com,
Perfect.
and we will get you a tax deductible donation
Awesome.
so that you can support the games. And I got to tell you, I'm so excited.
That's really wonderful. I'm excited too. So I thank you so much for being on this morning. And literally, guys, the next time you'll see me and Buck, it'll be closer to the event. He will actually take us out to Central Children's Home and show us a couple of the things that they're going to be doing. Thank you for coming on today and bringing packs.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. And I look forward to getting out there. And I think I got a caber for you to try.
We'll see what happens, y'all.
Now I got a small one for you.
Please do that because I'm not a heavyweight by any means.
That's okay.
And I appreciate that you thinking of me in that way. So I'm expecting a caber and obviously a kilt from the Buchanan family. So okay. I
Absolutely.
can
And
handle
remember,
that.
if you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
There you go. You guys, if you want to find out more information about what's going on in Granville County, simply go to visitgranvillenc.com and check us out on social media at Visit Granville County NC on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today and try a little something different, whether it's haggis or another type of meat.
And I'm Buck.
And he's Buck. And we're
She's
grateful.
Angela. And we're out of here.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.